Good evening. This is John Irvin with This Week Tonight, and tonight I have Sarah Bois with the Linda Loring Nature Foundation. Welcome.
Thank you so much for
You're
having
welcome.
me.
Now, tell me a little bit about the Linda Loring Nature Foundation.
Well, we became an operational nonprofit organization in 2007. We have a property out at 110 Eel Point Road. So as people go down to 40th Pole Beach, they might recognize the Linda Loring Nature Foundation. We have about 86 acres, and our mission is to connect people with science and nature. So we work with students and school groups. We do nature and bird walks. We kind of run the gamut of connecting people in different ways at all different ages with science and nature.
How cool. And as I understand it, you have bird walks every Wednesday.
Right, we have bird walks every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m.
Okay.
They meet at 110 Eel Point Road, and then people carpool to basically where the birds are being seen. So Edie Ray's been leading our bird walks, and she is fabulous about knowing what's being seen where and kind of the hot spots at any given week.
I have heard that they've seen puffins in the past.
In the past, yeah, and it's, as Vern Locke used to always say, right after a storm is the best time to go birding out on Nantucket, because you never know kind of what's going to come around.
Okay, very
good. Or wash
good.
ashore, as the case may be.
Yeah, fair enough. And what else do you have going on out there?
Well, right now, just because the summer season is waning, we're not waning. We still have our plant and nature walks, which are on Friday mornings, and those are at 10 a.m. So if you're not an early riser, it's kind of nice.
Now let me ask you quickly, for the bird watch, that's at 8 and this is at 10. Would you want to get out there just a few minutes early?
Definitely for the bird walks, it really helps to get out there a little early, especially organizing the carpool kind of thing.
Okay.
For the plant walks, because we leave from the trailhead, we're going to be at the foundation property on the trails there. You can be right at 10 o'clock is fine.
Okay, very good. And what else is going on?
Well, this time of year, as school has started, we do a lot of field trips. We do a lot of preschools and daycares come out. We have really easy walking trails. And we also have our story walk. So our story walks have been very popular, and we just changed out the story. And it's a children's story that we kind of take apart a story, and that each page is placed about every so many yards apart. And it's usually a nature-themed story. And so it gets, especially the little kids that have need a little bit of motivation to go farther on the trail, they kind of run from the next page to the next page, and it brings them, it's along the trail, so they get to be in nature and then reading a story about nature as they go.
That sounds like a kick. Do you guys have memberships?
We do have memberships. As a nonprofit, you don't have to be a member to use our property and participate in our programs, but we love to have a membership base that supports us.
Is there a benefit of being a member?
The benefits of being a member are we get free admission to all our bird walks and plant walks.
Well, there you go.
Discounts to other events and workshops we might have throughout the year as well.
Sarah, how has the Linda Loring Nature Foundation evolved?
Well, when Linda founded the organization, her mission is and has been connecting people with nature, as I mentioned, and education. And with my hiring and with kind of building our programs, we've really expanded to do a lot more citizen science. So we're doing research ourselves to inform how we manage the land. We're looking at how our plants are responding to climate change. But then we're able to involve the public in all these programs. So we do citizen science workshops in the spring and in the summer. We do independent studies with high schoolers and junior high kids who are doing science projects and things like that too.
And when they want to get involved, do they get involved through the schools, or do they just come out and say, Sarah, I want to be a part of this living laboratory? Yeah,
and so it can be, I welcome all aspects. So I work specifically with a couple of kids from the new school in the 8th grade every year. So that's kind of an established program where they do an independent project with me. Other students have contacted me directly to do volunteering in the summer, so they do a specific project over the summer. This year I have a young man who's being homeschooled who's going to do an independent project with me to kind of maintain that science curriculum.
Way cool.
It kind of comes from all different aspects, but it's something that I love to connect the research I'm doing with the community.
Sure. Now, what type of research have you been doing? I understand you are into invasive species.
Yes, so we are fortunate that we don't have as many invasive species at the Linda Loring Foundation property. But I am a plant person, so we're looking at a lot of the common native plants and how they're responding to different temperatures. So it's a way to look at how the plants might respond to climate change, and that's our phenology project. So that's a year-round project that's great to get people out at all different times of the year. We also are looking at the snake diversity of the property, and that's in collaboration with the Mariah Mitchell Association. We have a number of different projects that we support too. So researchers from other places, other institutions come to Nantucket and they use our property as a study site too.
Way cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about Japanese knotweed.
It's delicious. No, I'm just kidding.
Can we eat it?
You can eat it.
Okay.
When it's very, very young, when it first shoots up in the spring, if you harvest it and cook it up, it tastes like rhubarb.
Well, that's not bad, but you probably want to be careful and make sure they haven't been spraying.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, it has to be in a controlled area. But it is one of the worst invasives on the island because once it does get into your property, it's really difficult to get rid of. And so if you do see smaller shoots of the Japanese knotweed, we encourage people to get rid of it by hand as soon as possible because it's one of those plants that can reproduce from tiny, tiny fragments. So if you mow it with your mower, you could actually spread it more into your lawn and things like that. So
okay, not a good deal.
Not a good idea.
Okay. Well, Sarah Bois, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure.